Good morning, everyone. It's Dr. Stacy here at the Behavioral Health Clinic this morning, and I wanted to record this video because it's come up a lot in the last 2 years. It's almost been 18 months of pandemic, can you imagine? With the online counseling, and online counseling is here to stay. And one of the things that comes up a lot is, well, what do I do for my child? My child can't sit still that long. My child won't just stay at the laptop or sit by the tablet and won't just be able to do that. We need to come into the office. And for some children, yes, it is appropriate to come into the office, but it's not as complicated to do therapy at home with your child as you may think, in that it's not, therapy is definitely structured. I mean, don't get me wrong there, but it's not as structured and the expectations aren't as high as they are at school when it comes to things like paying attention and sitting in one spot and focusing. In fact, in therapy, we often encourage fidgeting and different ways to meet our needs so that we can be comfortable as children and listen and share those behaviors so that as your therapist, we can then work on these things as they come up in the moment. So at home, we don't expect your child to sit still and stare at a screen, so it's totally different than the virtual learning. Your child will be still learning some things, but if you wanted to make it a little bit easier and prepare ahead for your online therapy session with your child, there are a couple of things that you can do to make things easier. So I set up here kind of a little online counseling for your child spot, or things that you have just kind of around the house that would make things a lot easier for your child during their session. So whether you are using a tablet or a laptop or a cell phone, these are some things that you can find around the house that can help out during this session, particularly because you don't have all of your therapist supplies when you're at home. So these things are very basic 101, easy things around the house, something to drink, some water or something healthy, a snack if your child would like to have a snack, to have that available. All you need are some colored pencils, some crayons, some markers, even just a regular pen or pencil would work. If you have any type of Play-Doh around the house, or slime or gel, or any type of basically anything that can be used as a kind of a sensory thing to squeeze or squish. I've got some different fidgets here as well. This one's from Walmart. It was like $2. These ones are a little bit more expensive, but these are all the rage right now, the Poppets. But there's a variety of different fidgets that will help your child out during their online therapy session. And otherwise, things, we don't have to go out and purchase a bunch of things. There are things like pipe cleaners. These are actually from the dollar store. I think they're like 25 or 30 or even 50 of them maybe for $1. And these are things your child can fidget with during the session to go along with the crayons and markers and things that you would need for the session. You may also want to have some paper. It could be construction paper, printer paper. I didn't grab any lined paper, but notebook paper works just fine too. And if you have any card games or anything like that hanging around the house, those are things as well that can be done interactively over the camera, or things to fidget with. Shuffling cards is a lost art, so learning how to shuffle cards and just having that to interact and do different games together while your child is meeting with their therapist. So it doesn't have to be reinventing the wheel or super complicated. I think that's a common myth. Just need some things that you have around the house, a snack, something for them to use as they are engaging in therapy. So things just to keep attention, keep focus, and things that can be done that can be used therapeutically. Can do a lot of art-based things online. We can do actually a lot more talking, believe it or not, because we're able to keep the child engaged. Whereas in the office, everything's novel and new. At home, things are not. Things are, right, safe place, and children know what's there. And so there are definitely some benefits to the online counseling. One being that you don't have to travel and take that extra travel time to see your therapist. It also reduces the amount of time from when school is missing, or missing school, or it works pretty easily into a schedule around sporting events and different extracurricular activities. And it really is kind of fun. It's kind of a neat thing. It's kind of the new way, the new technology. Our kids are growing up learning how to interact with people online. And so with that in mind, the online therapy is definitely effective for children. It's something that we can do, and you could help out by just gathering some things around the house and having them set up for your child. So if you have any questions, feel free to shout out. Otherwise, I'll see you again in a couple of weeks. Take care.